Okay, so I'm sorry that it has been such a long time. I know I started work 2 weeks ago, and oh my goodness, I haven't vlogged since because I have been so crazy busy in the downtime I have had. I was like, vlog, I'm gonna take my makeup off and put my PJs on and sleep. So, today is Thursday, June 27th, and it will have been my second week of work, and it's going great. We do these things called family dinners. Well, I call them family dinners. I don't really know what anyone else calls them. And it's basically me, Miranda, and Sarah, and we trade off cooking for each other so that we don't have to, cook for ourselves every night, which is great. So I can, come home and then there's, dinner on the table, and it's I love this. So tonight's my night to cook. It's 6 o'clock here. I actually got off early. Well, I let myself get off early because Emma went home. Emma's my 24-year-old supervisor. She's the coolest boss ever, but I basically have 5 bosses because there's 4 guys who are all older, and then there's Emma, who's 24, and she actually looks after me, and all the work I do is for her show called Style Nation. And I've just been working like crazy, and I love it. I hate editing. I can't stand editing, and I have to edit everything that I do, but oh well, that's the job, so get it done. But Emma left, so I left. Yeah. So anyways, I'm kind of gonna start cooking dinner here and talk to you at the same time because there's so much to catch up on, and then maybe you'll get a little entertainment. I don't know. Probably not. We'll see how this goes. So, okay. I told you work started. It's been going really good. We went to a couple, I've shot so many things. We do this show called The Lowdown, which you should all watch on my Facebook page. Yes. And, I'm not even going to explain it. It's basically fashion news, what's happening, Twitter, stuff like that. And then we did a street style segment, and we go out and shoot people on the street and what are you wearing, yada yada, and I film everything. I do all the camera work, I edit everything, and I help kind of Emma direct and produce a little bit here and there. She's really good. She helps me with everything, and we make a good team, I think. And then I do, let's see, what have we done? We filmed a fashion show yesterday, which I was editing today, and that was so much fun. I've never done the whole fashion show bit before, so that was a whole bunch of fun. And we, let's see, we filmed this thing for, some model. Her name is Vogue McFadden, and she's a popular model, was on one of the episodes of the show called Fade Street that Stray Wave, the company I'm working for, also does. So that was really cool. Ugh, making hamburgers. Probably should have defrosted them first, but whatever. It was 3 of these things for 10 euros, and there's 2, 4, 6, 8 patties for one thing, so multiply that times 3. So I got 24 patties for 10 euros, which is a great deal because everything here is so expensive and I can't afford life. I've been getting a lot of free stuff though. We went to an event. It's called Pennies is the store name, but people call it, well, it's kind of like JCPenney's, but it's called Pennies. So anyways, they have a lot of cheap department clothes, but they're like really nice clothing. And we went to one of their events the other day, and like everywhere we go, they give us like free goodie bags. So I got like 2 free goodie bags thus far from the fashion show and from Penny's launch. And it was so cool because it was like I got free nail polish and purses and bags and like a scarf and this really adorable monkey hat. So it's just fun and like stuff like that. Like I'm having a blast. I still hate editing and I've had to edit all of it and I'm just not very good, but I'm getting better. And all the guys at work really, I think they like me. They joke with me all the time. One of my supervisors, his name's Jimmy. He's fantastic. He has like a wife and 2 kids, and he like stole chocolate chips from his wife to give me so that we could make pancakes, which like don't exist here, by the way. Chocolate chips don't exist, and neither do pancakes. And I just think that that was crazy. Like, how do you live without chocolate chips and pancakes? I don't get it. But, so I had him, his wife had gotten some from some shop, like, far away, right? And so he, like, took them from his house, from his wife, and, like, brought me a bag of chocolate chips the next morning. And they're not called chips, because here chips are fries, and then what we call chips are called crisps. So basically, if you ask someone for chocolate chips, you're asking them for chocolate fries, and they just kind of look at you like, you're crazy, you need help, let me see. And so that was, I mean, an adventure. So I ended up just using the chocolate chips he brought, which were great. And like pancakes, I got like this bottle of like mix, and you just add milk to it, and you shake it. And it's the funniest thing because they don't have pancake mix. So like this was the closest thing I could find, and it says American style at the bottom, and they were like really crappy, like couldn't flip them. Oh my god, they didn't rise. It was terrible, but they tasted pretty good. So that's the upside there. We had a crazy weekend last weekend. The 3 of us went out. We went to Newgrange first of all with our group. They had set that trip up for us. It's basically like this giant tombstone type thing, and you only get to see it at like the shortest day of the year, which I think for them is December 21st. So it's like this giant like underground thing, and you walk you walk up a couple meters, like 2 meters. From where you started, and the light comes in just right, just on that one day of the year, the winter solstice, and the sun like comes up and it makes like this beam in like this pitch darkness, and it's just like supposedly the most beautiful thing. And so we saw a simulation of it. So that was really cool. And then we got home, and with Sarah, Miranda, and I met all sorts of crazy tourists. People, crazy local people, just a bunch of crazies. And we found out, do not ask guys for directions on the street. Always ask old couples or women, because every time you ask a guy for directions on a Saturday night in Dublin City, it never ends. It's like everyone was inviting us to go for drinks, and they were like, come have a pint with us, and we were like, no, we just want to get to the place where we're going, and it was really obnoxious. And this one guy, his name was Thomas, but it's Tomas, couldn't understand a bloody word he said, okay? Not a single word he said. And we were just standing there like, what? And we'd like ask him what, like, can you repeat that a couple times? And then we just gave up, and we'd be like, yeah, okay, like, what do you say to someone who you have no idea what they're saying to you? Like, he could have been asking us for, like, pictures of ourselves nude, and we were just like, like, anyways, so that was very interesting, and we finally got away from him, and then we ran into some Argentinians, however you say it. We met guys, and they tried to tango with us in the middle of Keys Bridge, which is like you take locks and you put them on the bridge and you like lock away your secrets, and it's super cute. It's super cute. And we ran into them there. We were asking them for directions again, and they basically were like trying to get my number, okay? And we were all like, oh, we don't have mobiles here. Like, we totally lied to them. And they were like, oh, well, you know, let me just write down my information and you can give us a call. And they were having a party the next day and they wanted us to go. And we were just like, like, get me away from these people. And it got really intense. And Miranda has a long-term boyfriend who's actually in the army in Afghanistan right now. And this one guy was just trying to dance with her and trying to kiss her. And like in Argentina, I guess they do the thing where you like introduce yourself or you say goodbye and you do the mwah on the cheek thing. And these guys, there were like 6 of them. And like 2 of them came up to all 3 of us and did the like kiss thing. And first of all, I don't like other people's faces on my face, unless they're like my boyfriend or my parents and my sister, if I'm like kissing them goodnight. And they even know, like my parents and my sister know that like in the mornings after I get ready and I'm saying like goodbye, like have a good day, I still like very gently like kiss their cheeks, because I don't know, it's just a pet peeve of mine, like skin oils on your face and it bugs me. And these guys are just like rubbing their faces on our faces. And I'm just like, oh no, please, stay away, enough kisses. Like I did it once, and then I saw all 6 of them and I was like, please don't let all 6 of these guys come up and try to kiss my face. And so like luckily only 2 of them did it, but they were like trying to tango with us. And one guy was like putting his hand like down my back and I was like, whoa buddy, like, not happening. And this other guy was trying to dip Miranda, and he was like telling her like, oh, we only dip women when we go in to kiss them. And she's just like, no. And like all of us were just like, run away. And it was just really uncomfortable and awkward. And it was fascinating and a good story. Not good when I tell it, because I just ramble on forever, but you get the point. So we also met a Swiss leprechaun, and like, oh my gosh, this guy on the street just walking up to me. Every time this happens, first thing I do is I clutch my purse, right? And I just like hold it there and like make sure no one is taking anything out of my purse. And this guy who's walking up to me is wearing this t-shirt, and it has an arrow pointing up and it says, kiss, €1. And then it has an arrow pointing down and it says, free kiss. And I'm like, oh my god, this guy is wearing this crazy t-shirt that's like pointing to his ding-a-ling and like, oh, please don't come up to me. And he comes up to us and he's like talking to us, like, where are you from? And he's got like a gang of people with him. And like the other people looked pretty normal. And he like told us he was from Switzerland, but like he was dressed like a leprechaun. So he was wearing a fake red beard and like a green hat and like this shirt. And it was way weird. And he was like, would you like a free hug? And I was like, free hug? Like, what? And I was just kind of like holding on my purse like, oh, sure. And he gives me this hug. And then he's like holding on to me and he's like, oh, you give good hugs. And he's like holding on to me and not letting go. And I'm just like, please be done now. And so he lets go and he goes over to Miranda and I see the back of his shirt says free hugs. So it makes sense to me now, right? And he goes over to Miranda and he's hugging Miranda. And Miranda, he's like just not letting go. Like he's just clinging to her for dear life, like not letting go of her. This poor girl, like first the Argentinians and the Swiss leprechaun, and he's just holding on to her, not letting go, and she like kind of pushes him off, and then he goes and he gives a hug to Sarah, and like same kind of thing, and he's like saying things about like how someone smells good or whatever. So anyways, that was really weird too. And like we went to Temple Bar, which I guess is the touristy part of all the bars, and I learned no more Temple Bar for me. So that was interesting. I met a couple interesting people at work. There's this one guy, his name is Ed. He seems nice. I don't really know. I don't know him. I met him for like 2 seconds. But he was telling me a bunch of cool places to go. So we're going to try and hit up some of the nightclubs he was telling us about and some of the restaurants and stuff. Might even get him to show me around a little bit if we'll see. It would be really nice to have someone like a local to just show us around and find like nice places to go. It's always fun when someone who's there knows where they're going and what they're talking about, so that you don't end up with someone like me in charge of the group who just gets lost every 5 seconds. So I'll keep you updated on that. And work has just been really fun. All the guys finally banter with me and they like me, and I think it's great. And yeah, my supervisor, Jimmy, these guys are killing me. So the like head honcho of everything, his name is Steve. And he looks like he could be a little intimidating, but he's so nice and so great, and I love him. But he like was avoiding me the first couple days of work, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, why is this guy not wanting to talk to me? Like, I'm his intern. Like, shouldn't he like have a little bit of interest? Like, say hello at least. And it turns out that the other guys in the office were like telling him like to Google my name. And if you Google Kelsey Peterson, the first person who comes up is a sex offender. Okay. And so these guys convinced Steve that I'm this sex offender. And they were like, yeah, she's just like, you know, lost a couple of pounds, whatever, but like, you know, like freaky sketch girl. And I'm just like, not knowing why this guy's avoiding me. He thinks I'm a freaking sex offender. Like, come on. So it was really awkward and uncomfortable. And like, I get it now, thank goodness. But so that happened. And he finally found out that I was not a sex offender. Thank you very much, Jimmy and John and Breen, which is Brian in American, but it's pronounced Brian here. And so anyways, that was just like, oh my God. And then today, my USA advisor, USA is the program that I'm doing the internship through, and she like checks up on us, yada yada. She calls Jimmy, because they're good friends, right? And she calls Jimmy and she's like, oh, how's Kelsey doing? Like, how's everything getting along? And he's just like, oh, she came in for the interview and then never showed up again. And so he's like playing this off like I haven't been coming to work, and she's totally eating it up, buying it. And like, it was just like, Jimmy, like, how many terrible things are you gonna do to me this week? And so this girl, this woman who's in charge, just thinks that I'm not showing up to work at all, which is terrible. And so he eventually like hung up, like he hangs up the phone. She still doesn't know that I've shown up, and he hangs up, then calls her back and goes like, ha 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 ha, just joking. Funny. So like, thank goodness she answered when he called her back, or else she would have been like, Kelsey, why haven't you been showing up to work, like freaking out on me? And I just saw her last weekend. Her and her son came to Newgrange with us, and her son is a classical guitar player, and apparently he won some like nationwide competition, which is awesome. So I was like talking to them about all this stuff, and she was like, yeah, Kelsey seemed really nice and normal, like I don't know why she wouldn't be showing up. So they're just doing all these pranks, and it's terrible. And like, I love it because they're joking with me, and that means they've accepted me. But at the same time, it's like, why you gotta be so mean? But I wrote a song on my ukulele. It's pretty good for like the first song I've ever written, considering I just learned how to play the uke. Maybe you'll hear it another time, because I've already spent 19 minutes having you watch me cook and burn my burgers, which are burning. I wanted to make Emma, it's her birthday on Tuesday, she's turning 25, and I wanted to make her cake or cookies or something. They don't have cake mix, they don't have cookie batter, nothing, no cookie dough, I mean, nothing. And like, so I'm going to make cookie dough on my own and go and buy all this expensive stuff for it, like flour and eggs and milk. all that stuff. And I'm going to make her cookies. And she's on this really strict diet, so I hope she doesn't like hate it, because that would just be sad. But I'm going to make her them anyways, because it's her birthday and she should eat something on her birthday. So that's basically, that's the update. That's the lowdown. And please watch all of my videos so I look like a good intern, like people are actually watching my stuff on YouTube. Because yeah, that'd be great. And other than that, I'm gonna go finish dinner, and I'll talk to y'all later. And I'm sorry it's taken me so long. I'll try and be more prompt with my vlogging, and I just wanted to tell you everything's going great, and I'll see you soon. Love you, bye!